Ready to find your flow? AFSA's got you covered.
That's right. The hands-on training lab in Richardson, Texas is where you trade PowerPoints for pipe wrenches. Real tools, real systems, and real experience you can actually use.
And if you're ready to test your skills, check out the hands-on NFPA 25 workshops, where you'll inspect, test, and maintain live sprinkler systems and fire pumps. No simulations, no fluff, just pressure, flow, and know-how.
It's the perfect way to get under pressure without cracking under it.
So get fired up and register today at firesprinkler.org. Spots fill faster than a charged branch line.
AFSA, where you don't just learn the code, you live it. Welcome to the K-Factor podcast, where we turn up the heat on all things fire protection. Brought to you by the American Fire Sprinkler Association, this podcast sparks conversations about the latest technology, trends, and tools shaping the industry. Join the AFSA tech team as we fan the flames of innovation in fire safety.
Welcome to the K-Factor AFSA Tech Talk. We're here with Mita Merritt, our Vice President of Membership, and of course, Nate with the keys. This is Josh McDonald. We're going to talk a little bit about associations and membership. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. So I think what was interesting when I have had conversations with you before, you've been around associations for a long time, right?
13 years.
13 years. What got you involved with associations?
Funny story. I actually was in the finance industry for about 6 years.
Okay.
And well, the automotive industry took a turn. So I went to work for a trade school. And during that time, it was just not a passion of mine.
Okay.
And so I just applied for a job. Didn't know anything about the company and got started in it. And when I started in the association world, it became something of a passion. I didn't realize that I had been part of an association and didn't think about it from the staff's aspect of it, but being a member of it. I was a member of the National Athletic Trainers Association when I was in college. And so I didn't think that there was actually somebody on the other end that was actually working at the association. It just happened. So I just kind of fell into it. And believe it or not, it became a career path for me. And I said, hey, I'm not going back to corporate America.
Oh, come on.
No. No turning back. No turning back. I love the association world because I love helping people. I love hearing about people's history. I love hearing about their passions. Most people join an association for a number of reasons, being that it's training, education, or they want to give back to that particular profession or field.
And you see that here at AFSA?
Absolutely. One of the things that I love about our members is they're not afraid to help each other. They're not afraid to share their experiences. They're not afraid to give advice, sometimes a little bit too much advice. But
what do you mean?
No, our members are great. They it's the passion that they have for it. They're very passionate, and I love it. You get them, you can ask them one question, and then you can see the light illuminate in their face and the joy that they see behind it, because it's a very niche of people, right? I would have never known about the fire sprinkler contractors had I not started working for AFSA.
Do you mean you didn't grow up as a kid and say, I want to be in the fire sprinkler industry?
No. But what I did learn about the association world is there is an association for everything. I mean, you can have an association for people that think that the sky is not naturally blue. Somebody will start an association for it.
But it's not blue.
Semantics. But no, seriously, you can start an association for anything. And because it literally starts from a group of people that say, we want to have an impact on a particular profession, an industry, a thing, a thought, whatever it may be. And they said, we're going to gather these group of people and we're going to form a unit. And that's pretty much how an association starts.
So it's really resources. If you were to, I guess, describe, I'm a new contractor. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of associations. I have no clue what's involved. I just know that I'm a sprinkler contractor. If you had to sum up what AFSA or an association does for them, what would you say?
I would say, you just said it, being a resource.
Resources.
It's really when you have a problem and you want to know how to solve it, is you typically go to an association, because 9 times out of 10, they've already put into or did the research behind finding an answer.
Okay.
So I would say, to sum up, is an association is an answer to the things that keep you up at night.
Okay. So there's an association for me parenting my 3 kids.
I'm pretty sure
Probably.
there is.
I might need to reach out.
There's probably an association for parents who are struggling to be parents. I guarantee you.
He's trying to say I'm struggling to be a parent.
I mean, we're all struggling.
So what can you tell us about membership with AFSA? There seems to be like a quote unquote national and a local. What's the difference? What happens? And what can you tell me about those two different
I wouldn't say
entities,
there's
even
a
though they're one?
difference. It's a kind of a partnership in
Okay.
a sense. It's a kind of an extension. You have the head, and then you have the arms and the legs, and that's what I look at as our chapters. It's like you have the head. I don't want to say it's national, and then there's the chapters. It's an extension of one another.
Okay.
And when I think about chapters, is basically most people are going to engage at a local level, because I can go out and say, oh, I know John. He's right up the street. He does the same thing I do.
John Denhart?
Well, not John Denhart,
Okay.
but everybody knows John Denhart, I'm sure. But it really is that the thing that most of our members are going to engage with us if they're in a VIP program, which is our apprenticeship program,
Okay.
or they're going to come in for one of our classes, hydraulic calculation class. Yes, I'm going to shout out to all of our training.
That's
my
right.
little plug there.
That's right.
They're going to come to either one of our classes, or they're going to attend a webinar. That's usually how they engage with national, or they're going to attend a convention. But it's with that local level is where they build that network of people. They build that camaraderie. That's where they're going to have those people that are going to engage them with legislative matters. They're going to learn who is fighting with them in those grassroots on the ground. And most people engage at the local level. So if we can get them engaging at the local level, they're going to engage at the national level as well. And so when we strengthen our chapters, we strengthen our members.
Okay. So how do we strengthen our chapters?
Getting them involved is ensuring that they are doing activities, that they are visible. We want to make sure that there's consistent branding. When they see the name AFSA, they know that is authenticity there. They know that they're going to get the education that they know when they attend a seminar at a chapter that they're going to get exemplary training. And so that's the thing that we want our chapters to exemplify. We want to, when someone sees the name AFSA, or they are attending a golf tournament or whatever it is, they know that they're going to have a great time.
Quality and fun.
Quality and fun.
So I'm an individual in Rhode Island. How do I get involved locally?
Why does it have to be Rhode Island?
Because I'm from Rhode Island. Shout out 401.
I will tell. You know what? I'm going to shout out because we have an amazing chapter in the New England chapter.
That's right.
I want to
The Patriot chapter?
Well, no. So it was originally 4 chapters. We had Connecticut, Patriot, Northern New England, and another chapter there. And for a while, it became dormant as separate entities. However, within the last year, we brought all of those chapters together and formed one, what I call as a mega chapter. And I call them a regional chapter because it encompasses 6 states, right? And if I tell you within this last year, they have done extremely great things. They have expanded to the point, next year, they're planning to do kind of a mini trade show within a year. I mean, it's so amazing.
That's
I've just
awesome.
seen that's amazing growth. And part of that is you have to have willing volunteers. And I'm talking about a working board, a board that's willing to roll up their sleeves and say, we're going to put in the work. And that's what makes a chapter successful. That's what makes any organization successful, is when you have great volunteers that actually breathe the mission, that say, we want to be successful. And when you have that, you will be.
So as long as it's not just a resume booster. And
I mean,
because it's out there, right?
It is. And believe it or not, that is one of the things that some people join an association for, is because they want to appear, or they want to build a resume. They want to learn from those that have been in the industry. So they take that knowledge so that they can build their resume, or they can say, oh, look, I wrote a paper for this organization, or I do this, so they can get that visibility. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
It shows that you actually put in the work and that you are credible, right? They want to have that credibility. And so they join an association for that. I for one, I have my CAE.
Yeah.
I joined ASAE because I wanted to have
Congrats,
a CAE.
by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I didn't, I'm like, I've been in the association world, but to show that I know about how an association works, how can I be credible? You get accredited, right? So, hey, you want to be accredited? Join AFSA. Show that you're legitimate. Matter of fact, I'm going to do another plug. We have a quality contractor program.
Plugs on plugs on plugs.
I'm going to throw in all the plugs. That's what I do. Quality contractor program. It shows that you have taken the necessary steps to say that you are a quality contractor.
Okay.
There's certain criteria that your company must meet when it comes to just employees, when it comes to safety, a lot of different things. So if you are a contractor and you feel that you are meeting certain criteria, I would suggest to apply for our AFSA quality contractor program. It's just a way to show your now I'm going to say members, your customers, that you meet a certain standard.
You invest in training, have the right quality. So you still didn't answer my question, though.
What was your question?
How do I get involved locally?
How do you get
if
involved?
If I'm in some specific location and...
When you join as a member, we automatically assign you to the chapter.
Okay.
And so we reach out to the chapter and say, hey, there's a new member in your area. The chapter will reach out to you and welcome you to come join them to their next meeting.
Okay.
So there really is one step, is you got to join AFSA.
Okay, that's the first step.
That's the first step. You join AFSA, then we get you connected with someone in your local area. And if there's not a chapter in your local area, guess what?
You can start one?
We can start one.
Okay.
We can start one. Like I said, if you're willing and you're passionate and you're willing to do the work, hey,
so what's that process look like? I mean, let's say my local chapter is a little bit far for me to go to and be active in.
You have to have at least a minimum of 3 contractors within the area.
Okay.
I will tell you, even in areas where we don't have a chapter, there are members. Okay. And if you can get others that are interested in the same thing, and pretty much most people are going to need training.
Right.
If you have employees, you're going to need training. So if you know that there is a need in your area, get a chapter started. All you need is three contractors.
And how many do we have right now?
We have 28 chapters nationwide.
28 chapters. So there's probably one close, at least an hour or 2 drive.
There's one close.
Unless you're in Texas, it's a big state.
Yeah, everything's bigger in Texas.
Oh my goodness. So what are some of the initiatives that locally that we're working on? What are some big things that are coming out of the local level?
I would say our biggest thing right now is ensuring that we are spreading the knowledge of the fire sprinkler industry into our youth. With any trade, if you do not continue to educate those youth, you're going to die out. You're not going to have employment, right? And that's a big thing that's not just, affecting the fire sprinkler contractor industry, but plumbers and,
all the contractors,
all any type of trade field, you're going to have that issue. So what we're really focusing on, not just even at the local level, but nationally, is really ensuring that we're spreading that word to youth. We're getting inside of not just high schools, middle schools, but even down to the elementary school level. And there has been a big uptick in our chapters. So I'm really excited about that. I've seen a lot of our chapters are doing a lot of local activities in schools, working with fire departments and things of that nature. So I think that's awesome. So
I'm having a mental break here. I can't think of what I was going to say. I had a good question, and then you just keep coming with stuff. So what are some of the things that you're hearing that are common problems of what we're trying to solve with AFSA, or things that come out of the chapters or our contractors and membership, things that they're looking for, they need?
I mean, we just spoke about it.
Yeah.
Is finding the right people.
Okay.
And getting those right people trained. I think our biggest thing is, how do we get that visibility for our industry? Like I said, I didn't know anything about I would see fire sprinklers. It didn't even dawn on me. Somebody had to install that, right?
That was a thing.
That was a thing, right?
Yeah.
I see it. I know you're not supposed to hang a hanger on it in the hotel room, right? But
unless you want a nasty smelling dress or whatever you hung up there.
Yeah, but it doesn't dawn on you until you think about somebody had to put that in there. So it's really, I think it starts with community, right? It's knowing that the importance of having fire sprinklers. Believe it or not, I didn't think about having fire sprinklers in your home until I started working here as well.
Right.
So I think there's a lot, I think education overall, just in the community and to our youth. And I think the more visibility that we get to the industry, the more and more you start to see the spread, the widespread knowledge that goes out about it.
So tell me a little bit about your team. You've got Christina and April.
Yes.
And what do they do and what's their part and their piece in this membership? 'Cause a lot of times we're talking, of course, they can email you directly or membership@firesprinkler.org. But what do they do and how do they help out?
So both Christina and April are regional activity managers. And so their job is, we talked about chapters, is to support our chapters, to ensure that they have all the resources to be successful. And with that being successful is ensuring that they are meeting, ensuring that they're compliant with, IRS guidelines and things of that nature, providing with the resources that they need in regards to their meetings, ensuring that if there are new members in the area to build that gap, that engagement level, and just ensuring that they are forwarding the mission of AFSA.
Right.
We have, our board is recently started. We have regional directors, so we're engaging our regional directors to ensure that they are seeing that support from a board level. So they're going to attend chapter meetings and chapter events. So it's really just showing our chapters that we're here as a support and a resource for them.
What other, we talked a lot about training and education, and of course I could talk about that all day, right? What other benefits do they get or do people get for being a member of AFSA?
Oh, and one of the great one is our technical team.
That's right.
I mean, I can't say these.
Best in class.
They're right. Don't hype them with that one.
I mean, I'm a little biased. We have an amazing group of our tech team is an amazing group of guys, very knowledgeable.
Bunch of nerds.
They are a bunch of nerds. I do call you fire sprinkler nerds. Yes, much so.
She lumped me into that group, Nate.
There's nothing wrong with being a nerd, right? If you're knowledgeable, if you know what you know, you know what you know, right? And so I think that's one of the benefits. But one benefit that I do want to talk about that our members, I don't think realize, is that we have a member savings program.
Okay.
And so I really work hard to kind of vet some of our business partners and ensuring that we're providing, resources for our members outside of just the technical aspect of it, because they're running businesses. So one of our business partners is payment processing. They can actually get discounts on payments that they process. Another one is time tracking, project management tools.
These are all available to the members.
Health insurance, 401k plans.
Wow.
A lot of different things. And so it's one of the probably under-recognized or underutilized benefit that our members do, because we say when you join AFSA, your company is a member. So we have to think about the company, and we got the training and education down pack, right? That's what we do. That's our bread and butter. But if you think about all the other aspects of a business, I mean, we have even office supplies, right? You get discounts on Office Max. So it's really
employees
you can.
do we get?
You can.
I didn't know that existed.
Travel. You
Okay.
even have, you get discount on travel. So it's really looking at the business holistically and saying, what aspects of your business can we help in ensuring the success of your business? And so if we can do the training piece of it, what other pieces can we do? So that has really kind of been my goal, is building those relationships with outside partners to bring in different resources to help our save a little bit of, do-re-mi.
So I know, probably a question you get all the time, but it costs a lot of money for me to be a member.
How much money do you spend at Starbucks a week, right?
Zero. I'm a Dunkin' guy.
Okay.
$3 a week at Dunkin'.
Your favorite coffee, I would say anything worth having is an investment, right? You invest into something that you see is of quality, right? When you go and purchase a car, you go and try to find a car that's going to be reliable. You're going to pay a car note for 10, 12, hopefully last you for 10 years, right? You may not pay the car note for 10 years, but you hope we'll get some quality of it. And that's how I look at it when you join an association, is that you're making an investment into yourself and into your employees. You're saying that, hey, I want to invest into saying that I want to see growth. I want to see success, not just for my business, but for my employees. And believe it or not, we have a lot of different opportunities as far as to help you make it economical for you. We offer installment plans. We offer things like that. But when you're joining as a business, you have to think about all of your employees are getting to take aspects of. But AFSA has a lot of things that doesn't cost, right? You know, we have free webinars that we offer,
Technical reviews.
I mean, those the discounts that I was mentioning about, legislative things. You know, so it's really an investment into yourself. I think about when you go and purchase a brand new dress when you're going to a nice dinner, right? You invest
which I did last night.
A dress.
Brand new.
Did you get the heels to go with it?
It's 12-inch heels.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay.
8-inch. Sorry, I exaggerated a little bit.
Those are still a little high. But my point, you invest in what you feel is important.
Right.
And so if you feel that your business and your employees are important to the success of your company, you have to put into that investment. You get in what you put out. And so you have to look at it like that. You have to weigh the pros and cons of it. I mean, first of all, if you're a licensed contractor, you're going to need CEUs, right? Where else are you going to get them? So you're going to have to pay for it. And you might want to pay for quality. I mean, I'm sure there's other companies out there, but why go to them when you can come to the best? Right. Just saying.
Fair enough. And overall, I know there's tiers to it, right? And it's how much your company brings in, gives your tier. Overall, it's not that expensive, right? It's not.
It's really not. If you break down, let's say, even if you are a tier 1 employee, which is
that the highest tier or the lowest tier?
This is the lowest tier, which is $1,236, right?
Okay.
And let's say you have 10 employees, you're paying $120 per employee, right? I mean,
as long as you disseminate that to your employees, that they're all members and have this access.
One
webinar gets you what you need.
One webinar.
Yeah.
It's worth. And let me just say, if you are an associate member that is exhibiting, and if you're exhibiting, you save that just in paying for your booth. I mean, it's
so you're talking about convention when
versus
you say
being
exhibiting.
a non-member. Yeah, versus a non-member, you're saving over like $2,500.
Yeah.
In booth costs. It's worth it. It's worth it. So
how long have you been here with AFSA?
4 years.
What have you seen change since you started?
Oh man, we have grown a lot. But of course, I blink and I'm like, okay, we're doing that. First of all, when I started in the middle of COVID. So I started and we went out for about 6 months in COVID. New person, don't really know my job, and now I'm working remote and it's COVID. But I will say we have grown into a great group of team. We have seen tremendous growth because I think we all came in with different ideas and different approaches to a problem. And when I say problem, and I mean is how do we grow this organization? And I mean, we have a great lab. We have, a brand new building. We have new staff that we've grown. We've added the VIP program. So there's just a lot of changes. And it happened, I feel like it happened overnight.
For sure.
You know, it's like these ideas. And one thing I can compliment our president about is he's not afraid.
Just one thing? It's Bob Caputo.
I know. I'm going to give one. I can't
he
give
only
too
gets
many.
one.
He only gets one.
That gets big.
He gets hit. Yeah. I can only give him one. Is that he allows you to try, right? It's like, you know, you never know. We don't know if we're going to fail unless we try it, right? And so sometimes you just got to try it and see if it works, right? A new perspective. And, you know, and then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it needs tweaking, you know.
Yeah.
But, I think I really appreciate that because I don't think we would have grown as much if we hadn't tried some new
step outside the box.
Yeah, some new avenues and seen some tremendous growth. I'm almost kind of afraid to see how much we're going to grow,
quick.
Right? Because it's like, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. But I think it also speaks to the volume of we are adapting to what's happening in the world, because the world is going to continue to grow and we can stay stuck in just being how we always do things, which is one of my pet peeves. I hate when people say, we've always done it that way. That's great. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging history and keeping some of that history, but you have to take that and say, okay, how can we make it better? And when you start realizing you're making it better, that's when you see the growth. And I think that's what's happening at AFSA. It's like, ooh, we've done this really well. We've done training and education really well. Now look at how much we've grown. So
my cell phone in high school was really good.
You probably had a flip phone. Did you have a cell phone in high school? I had
the Razor.
Oh, wow. See,
the Sidekick, when that Sidekick came out.
I had a pager.
Oh, you had the pager.
I had a pager.
So the pager worked really well.
Sure.
You got the job done, right?
If you can find a payphone.
But if you look at our phones now, completely different. And if you were just stuck with a pager, that would be a boring life.
Oh my God, no.
You had to go find a payphone
yeah.
or wait until you came home. Nate's too young.
Sure. Whatever you said.
So where do you see it heading? What do you think? You talked a little bit also about things that we're going to do. Can you shed some light?
Well, one of the things that I would love to do is actually create some programming within schools.
Okay.
Is really engaging that aspect of it. I would love to start maybe doing some kind of mini apprenticeship training for like schools type thing. And it's
like
really
a tech school, high school, college.
I mean,
middle school. Okay.
All of it. Like make it for different levels. So have different levels. So if we're in secondary versus, elementary school and have something for that, I think we can build partnerships with, our local fire departments and make it fun and engaging. Have some activities and really start that piece of it is really engaging the community into our industry. And I think, like I said before, if we really engage those around us and, spread that knowledge at the local level and just kind of get our community involved, then you'll start to see, I think it also will help, the negative misconception about fire sprinklers, right? And so part of that is the more people know, the more people have an understanding and they're less fearful about it. So I think that's where I see us growing is really just getting that community engagement and really and kind of pulling in that youth.
So if I've got convention coming up in my area, I'm an individual, right? Convention's a little pricey for a person. What are some of the biggest things that you gain out of going to a convention with other members?
Man, this is where, when I said networking was a benefit, this is where you're really going to get to network. Outside of having the training courses every day, you're going to run into some people. You're going to sit next to someone in class that may ask a question, or you're going to ask them, you may say, hey, is this your first convention? If you're first time convention, we typically have our first time attendee reception. So you'll get to network with other first time attendees, but it allows you to actually have that one-on-one knowledge from someone that either is new in the industry, been in the industry 30 plus years. And so you really kind of learn, I kind of say, what is it? I don't want to say the word, your people, right?
Yeah.
You kind of like, oh, they get me, right? Because I call you guys nerds, right? Nobody else understands what you're talking about.
You're a nerd by association. Just
I am
saying.
a nerd about association, but you kind of find the people that like understand what you're talking about, right? Because if you're going out into just like a regular grocery store and you start talking about, oh, look up there, there's
looking up in the ceiling,
and people in the grocery store may look like, what are you talking about? But if you come to the convention and they go, oh yeah, da 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 da, and you can just see the conversations. And if I tell you, I walk past some people and I go, oh my God, that is very technical.
They go deep.
They go deep, very technical, and I go, yeah, too rich for my blood. Yeah.
So what's one of the myths about fire sprinklers that you learned since you've been here?
Ooh, one of the myths. You know what? I think it was probably more so about water damage.
Okay.
I think that was the biggest myth is that how much water it takes to actually put out a fire. Because I just assume, I don't know. I've always had this like, oh, fire sprinklers, they just cause extra damage, right? But in reality, you think about the life versus the minimal damage that occurs, right? I rather, replace, one room of my house versus my family.
Be out for a year while insurance claims are being sorted out.
So I think that's the biggest misconception is that the inconvenience of them.
Okay.
I didn't realize how many people didn't have them in their homes and that it was a thing in the home. I didn't think about that. Like, right, you go, I got a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
It'll be fine, right? I got a fire, the smoke detector and a carbon, you think of those things were pretty prominent. But those are the good things to have, but I never thought about actually having fire sprinklers in your home. It's just not something that was.
So you mentioned contractor member, and I think you had touched on associate member. What are these? What does this even mean? Right. What's an associate member? I thought we're all members.
We are all members.
Right.
We actually have a number of category members. So we have our contractors. Those are typically members that inspect, test, or maintain fire sprinklers. So they're actually foots on the ground. They're actually the ones that are climbing up the ladder and actually installing those.
Which
fire
you got to
sprinklers.
do in our lab.
I know, I did.
That was fun.
Amazing experience. And then we have our associate members. And what I like call our associate members are those that actually provide either materials, so they could be manufacturers or suppliers, or they provide a service. So we do have some associate members that are like insurance companies, or like I said, the payment processing. Basically, they provide a service to the fire sprinkler contractor members. We also have AHJ members. We have our facility.
AHJ, what's
AHJ.
that?
Oh gosh, you would.
Authority having jurisdiction.
Authority
I'll help you
having
with
jurisdiction.
that.
I was gonna say.
What is it?
Oh,
What's the makeup of that membership?
The makeup of that are those that actually enforce the codes, right? The code and standards. So recently, well, I'll say within the last 3 years, we actually provide them with a complimentary membership, and we did that because we felt that relationship building was important to have them be a part of the association to build that relationship. So they actually get free membership with AFSA. So if you are an AHJ, join us.
Yeah, a lot of resources for you.
A lot of resources. Facility manager membership and designer firm membership. So different categories. And that really is just based on what your job is in the industry.
Okay.
So if you're not, if you're providing the blueprint and design for fire sprinkler contract, you're not actually doing that. There's a place for you here at AFSA. If you are a student, we do have a student membership.
Student membership, that's new to me. I didn't know that.
Yes, we have a student membership. If you are retired and cannot let go of the industry and you want to still be involved, you just can't, walk away.
Just let go. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you can't let go. We have a retired member a category. So
awesome.
In other words, there's a place for you here at AFSA. Where if you just love being a part of the industry, we'll make up a membership for you. No, I'm just kidding. We won't make up, but we'll find a place for you.
Yeah.
Here.
Now
at
you say
AFSA.
students, college students, high school students, elementary school students.
If you are a student, yes. So primarily, most of our student members are currently in college.
Okay.
It does cost. It is $25 for
breaking my bank.
I mean, they
I'm just
spend more
kidding.
than that at Starbucks. Okay, I'm going to use Starbucks.
You beat not on the weekends.
Or beer and wine.
Maybe.
At a party. I'm just saying, if they're, in college.
They don't party in college.
They don't party in college?
Not at University of Tulsa.
We did party
Oh, okay.
at the University of Tulsa.
Making sure.
They do. But my point is, if you are interested and you want to learn about, you can become a member of AFSA. We have a membership category for you.
So how do we get a hold of you?
How do you get a hold of me? You can reach me at mmerritt@firesprinkler.org, or you can call me. My extension is 133, so you can call the main number and reach me at extension 133.
She's putting phone number on blast.
I'm putting my phone number on blast because I want to hear from you. If you want to learn more about AFSA, I don't mind having a conversation. I will break it down. The first question I'm going to ask you when you call is, what problem are you trying to solve?
So
and
get ready to
keeping you up
answer
at
that
night.
question.
Yep. What's keeping you up at night?
So is there anything that you want to, I know you not plug, but anything that you'd like to talk about while we're on the podcast?
I would just say, like I said, going back to why do people join associations is, you have to have an outlet. You have to have a resource. And why not make AFSA your resource? You can spend time trying to find the answer. I'm guaranteed we probably already have the answer. So why not come to us? As a member of an association, I can tell you that it's important to have your people. It's important to be able to reach up and call somebody and say, hey, you know what? I encountered this, because I guarantee somebody in your field has either encountered it or they know someone who has. And the one thing that I like about AFSA members is we're not ashamed to share our story, and we're not ashamed to go out and help each other.
What does a chapter meeting look like?
A chapter meeting?
Local chapter meeting.
It can depend. We have some amazing chapters. We have some that are smaller in nature and some that are doing like astronomical things. I'm like, how did y'all pull this off? Like, we have the Virginia chapter that works a lot with the Henrico County schools, and they're doing a lot of good things within the youth with that. So a chapter meeting can range from just talking about chapter business determining what's going to happen for the year. Or it can range from all the way up to a golf tournament where they're raising money for a burn foundation or a burn survivors foundation. So it can range from a lot of different things. It can just be networking where it's, we have the Florida chapter. I'm going to start calling out people here. Florida chapter does a great next gen mixer leadership conference type thing. And as far as building next leaders in the fire sprinkler industry, but they make it also a networking activity. So it can range from a lot of different things.
Isn't there a crawfish boil someplace?
I don't know. I haven't heard. We had clay shoots though.
Okay.
We have clay shoots, golf tournaments. We've had a Grand Prix.
A Grand Prix?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like
race cars? Yeah.
Where was that at?
The Greater Bay.
Okay.
Greater Bay chapter had that. I keep telling them when they have that, they got to let me know. But Top Golf, I mean, we've had a lot of different things. So axe throwing.
Axe throwing is fun.
Axe throwing is fun. So
you were a little too accurate, though. It kind of scared me.
I didn't do the axe throwing.
At convention?
I didn't do it at convention.
Oh, okay. Then it was Christina. She was too accurate that it's a little bit.
I mean,
I don't know what you do over there in membership, but
we got to be on point. That's what we got to do. We got to be on point.
You have any questions, Nate?
No, I think Media covered all of it. I think that I will say from my perspective that she does a great job with membership of reaching out and really hearing what our members need, and sometimes even whenever members come to me for questions, she's really intelligent about what they need. So, like she dropped her number and she dropped her email.
I'm gonna be blowing that up.
Blow it up. Even if it's a silly question, if you think it's silly, I guarantee you. She can find somebody that has an answer.
Yeah, she's a great asset, and I learned a lot from Mita. Really appreciate you taking the time today and having a conversation.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Check y'all later. This has been the K Factor Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share wherever you tune in to podcasts, or head over to our website for more. Reach out to us anytime at technical@firesprinkler.org. Stay safe and always learn as we keep the fire protection conversation going.